Uh, Doing a little review on Monster Fairings. I made an order back in June to replace my old ones. I had a wrap on it. I ended up hitting a raccoon and it cracked one of my side fairings, and so replacing the wrap and everything and the fairing, or I just wanted to try this. I seen some other reviews on it and people were pretty happy overall, so I decided to place an order. I received it a couple days ago. It took me a couple days to install it, and overall, I'm really happy with it. So I thought I'd do a quick review, throw it out there for people who are thinking about ordering. I got it in a single box. In this box right here, it was packed pretty tight. Fairings were individually protected with styrofoam wrap. Not for sure how they got them all to fit in there, but they did it, and it was really nice. The box came in perfect condition, and none of the fairings had any problems through the shipping. I did pay for expedient shipping. It took approximately right around, I don't know, 20 days to receive once they did ship them, and took about 2 months for them to make and get the fairings ready. And again, I sent in pictures for a custom design, and so I mean the extra time is expected for the fairings to be made. I didn't order, like ones that they already had made or there, so I was going to show that too. Coming out here to the bike, I really, like I said, with the fairings, so I wanted to do the review. Just sort of seeing the overview of it. Had all the whole fairing put on. I added the tank pad. I've been riding it. So she's a little bit dirty, but I ordered a custom gas tank cover. Used some double-sided 3M tape to put it on. Installed fairly easy. Just popped around, pushed it on. Getting a little bit closer, showing the lines. The headlights. Of course, the mirrors. So overall, I'm really happy with the design. For a little bit of a rating, on the overall of the fairings, the paint, I did get a extra clear coat put on it. I'd give it a 4.4, 4.5 out of 5. They're not perfect. Had a couple very small spots with a little blemish here or there that you can't really see unless you get really up close and look inches from the bike. But overall, again, it's really, really good. I'm really happy with it, and had way less going on in my other wrap. It was 5 years old, had bubbles, started to get bubbles in it, little chips here and there, and so it's nice to see everything brand new. Fitment wise, I'd say 4.8. Every screw went in, every pop. I will say on the inside of the fairings where you gotta screw in like for the clips and the rivet holes and stuff, and where a screw goes, before you even try putting screws in them, drill it out. Take a little screw or a self-tapping screw and a little bit skinnier than like the ones that come with the bike, and just do that because they got paint in them and everything, and that was probably one of the hardest things. Is I went to go put the screws in, and then they didn't screw in because they still had paint in the hole, and the hole was way too small. So I ended up on the other side of the fairings. I just drove a screw into the piece before even trying to install it or put any screws in. Everything else fit pretty well. I'd say the hardest thing would have been and I did try to, like under here, that's that one that protects the water from. I didn't want to use the one they sent. I used the one that comes with the OEM because I have underglow lights already glued on it, and I didn't want to pop them off and try gluing it on the new one. So I got a spare set, but I used mine. But the little push pins that are like the easiest thing to take on and off of the bike, that was the hardest ones. They were tight to line up, and I don't know whether or not it's because they're brand new fairings, but it did take took an extra set of hands, one to hold the piece and for me to line it up and push it in. Where it only took me on my OEMs seconds to pop them out and pop them back in. The only small mistake out of all the fairings would have been the bottom side, and that would have been right there for where the key goes, pop off the seat. The little notch where you slide the key mechanism into, it wasn't perfectly centered, and so when I went to put the key in it, or the key mechanism, it wasn't flat against the fairing, so I did have to slightly etch out that slot a little bit more so I could square it up and put that in there. Other than that, it fit, and everything worked fine on it. And obviously the little notch I put in is behind the little key mechanism, so you can't even see it. That was the only mistake out of all the fairings that didn't fit right. And other than that, the side pieces, the front went on really easy, popped in. The back went on nice and smooth. All this fit really nice. Up here, this side went on really nice and easy. And my first time putting this side on was a little bit tighter than the OEM, getting it to line up, fit underneath, but it did. Actually, I did get the tabs to go under. It just took me taking a little break and going a little slow. My other one, I had a carbon fiber piece up there behind the gas tank, and it didn't fit correctly, and so the tabs didn't fit underneath on the old fairings right there anyway. But I actually did get them to line up, and it fit really nice. Just taking my time, and again, I used a second pair of hands just sort of help hold it because I didn't want to drop it or scratch it or anything, and put it in, but it did end up lining up. And the hardest piece, just the side, again, I don't know if it was new, but right here, just putting these screws in. I just had somebody holding it right here, holding it up, so I could put the holes were very littly out of spot. I thought maybe I was going to have to drill that one screw in, but I was able to have the other person hold it up a little bit, put the screw in, put it into the hole, and then tighten it down. Again, they are brand new, so whether or not do I get a little bit of extra flexibility once they're being used. But other than that, they're not super tight. I mean, I still got the flexibility. Already put like 500 miles on it. Get a lot of compliments on the bike. A lot of people like how the custom fairings came out. The design they used was a sticker, and then also custom paint. And I mean, I'd say they really nailed it. The Kawasaki at the bottom there, my wrap, Kawasaki, the whole word didn't fit. People always asked me what kind of bike I had, even though they could see it. I mean, I was like a Kawasaki, so I put Ninja on the gas tank a little bit. But I also had them put the ZX-10R on the back on the white side because the other one was just blank. So, fitment-wise, again, like I said, probably 4.8. For the pieces themselves, 4.4 in quality. And customer service, again, 4.9. I was pretty happy with it. I mean, obviously it's almost perfect. They responded to a lot of questions in almost all my emails. The only thing that got me was when I was waiting for them on the last couple days of the process, because they make them and they send you pictures to you for you to approve them, and then they clear coat them afterwards, and then they'll show you pictures again before they ship them. Well, I was like, hey, I was just checking in. It was at the end of the couple months, and I wanted to know what's going on, but the person I was talking to wasn't available for a couple days, and I was, I did want them for a show. I ended up getting them on the same day as the show, so I did not get them installed in time. But there was also a little bit, because I asked PayPal to get in contact with them, and PayPal accidentally started a dispute versus I was just trying to get in contact with them. I wasn't so much trying to push a dispute. So there was a good week delay because of that. But of course, no problem with PayPal. They've always protected their customers, and it's a very nice thing to help. But Monster also went above and beyond, helped me recreate a new order, canceled my one, gave my money back, so I could still have the buyer protection, and they were very friendly about the whole thing. And so, I wanted to do the review and a thanks. I am very happy overall. I mean, I love the new fairings. I mean, it feels really nice riding the bike again, not having the little crack down below. I mean, it sort of bothered me because obviously I have a nice bike. It's a little older, but I like to keep it nice. I am proud of it, and so big shout out. And uh, I'm definitely giving it. That's a pretty positive, strict review. And I do recommend them. Just the only thing, if you live in a state like I do, I live in Michigan. That's why I was telling you how long it took, and I don't think that's unreasonable considering the custom design. If I would have ordered fairings they already had in stock or something, I think it would have been a lot faster process. But if you have you only get a ride, 4 or 5 months out of the year, you don't want to wait 3 months waiting for fairings if you needed them to ride your bike. But I would definitely recommend anything like, hey, for a project, fall, order them during winter. If you got a heated garage, you'll definitely have them in time to start the new season or the beginning of the year. If you have a winter, that'd be the best time to order them, so you don't have to worry about the time frame. It was still really reasonable, but my first show was in June. I hit a raccoon, so I still went, but I had the crack and stuff and the fairing, and I didn't get them until the very beginning of September when I got them installed. And so, again, like I said, about 3 months total, 20 some days, 20 days with shipping, so it took about 2 months. And overall, really impressed. Everything fit, and I'm a pretty happy customer, and I'm picky. That's the only reason I found the little spots I did, is because I went up close. So shout out to Monster. And if you wanted fairings, save a couple dollars from OEM, and you have a custom design, I would actually recommend going through them. Don't. Well, thank you, and that's the review.